Hi everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Test Pack Please Ignore. So on the end of my last episode, I had been working on my laser drill, and I think it turns out that when you, let me just stick at my FPS here, wow, it drops really heavily when I'm recording. Now, a second ago, I was running 120 frames per second, and for some reason, it's now dropped down to like 30, 40, which is mental. Maybe it's my recording that's really screwing around my FPS, which is mental. Okay, I did not realise that. It's really adversely affecting my recording at the moment. Let me just grab a chest quick. Do I have a spare one? I do have a spare one. So yeah, it turns out my recording is adversely affecting my my ability to get a good frame rate, because I was getting like, oh, there we go, let's see, look, it's jumped all the way back up to like 100 or something like that. How weird indeed. Let me just disable that for a second, because what I want to show you is, oh damn, that's annoying. It turns out that the best way to get nether iridium ore is to simply, is it when I like kind of fly back towards my base? It is. It's really weird. It's like I fly back over this way, my FPS just like drops off completely. That is bizarre. That is really bizarre. Man, I don't know, but I'm still having problems with it. I'll get there eventually, I'm sure. But it seems it's like around like this area. I don't know whether it's because I've got all these machines running. I might have to disable a few of these. I think kind of like all of these redstone furnaces I might have to take out, and some of my mechanism stuff on the middle floor I might have to kind of streamline it down a bit or start to spread it out. Having all those machines all in one place kind of does lag like a lot. When you come over here, it all suddenly jumps back up again, which is crazy. But yeah, where was I? So yeah, it seems that iridium, to get nether iridium, or the best way to do it is to use 6 white laser foci. So if we have a look in here, oh no, it's made topaz ore. But what I was getting with this is it does produce a lot of nether iridium ore. So if we wait for that to kind of build up again, I'll come back and check that in a second, and then we'll see. So I've had it like hooked up to my my tesseract, and while that has created topaz ore that time, if we fly down, go through all the drop frames there, man, it's amazing how much I notice it. I think this is probably a big culprit, all these mechanism machines. So what I'm tempted to do is just entirely remove this ~5 setup and literally just keep the ~4 setup instead, because this is just a huge lag monster. I mean, I think I've totally run out of all of this anyway, so what I'm probably going to do is just take out all of this, because it is a huge, you can just see how much it's lagging me, like just being around here. So I might just take out this whole setup here and just run it off the ~4 setup. I'll probably do that off camera now, but yeah, so if we go down to here, I was getting nether iridium ore come through, and I have started to put it through. So as you can see, I've actually managed to find some nether iridium ore, because I've actually been able to put it into my precision export bus. And what that's allowing me to do, if we have a quick look at the recipe, so if we look at iridium, if we go to here, go across, so right click on that, go across to the wherever the industrial grinder is, there we go. So what I get from this when I run a nether iridium ore through the industrial grinder is 2 iridium ore, 12 small piles of iridium dust, in which that makes 3 more iridium. So I essentially get 5 iridium altogether, and a small pile of platinum, which you can then centrifuge to obviously make more iridium, which is pretty cool. And how much iridium have I got at the moment? I've currently got 14 iridium ore plus 11, so I've currently got 25 iridium ore, which is absolutely mental. So that is awesome. So the laser drill is working spectacularly. How's my FPS looking down here? So not too bad at the moment. But then it's like when I go up to like this floor, it just drops. So what do I want to do on this episode? So luckily, I have produced my emerald and ruby bees, and literally just before I started recording, I was like running through drones through the genetic sampler looking for the ruby and the emerald genus. The emerald one took quite a while. I've got lots and lots of emerald drones. Ruby one's not quite so much. I just happened to get really lucky and got like a ruby, the ruby genus right off the bat, kind of pretty much like straight away. So what I'm going to do is let me grab myself a couple of blank genetic templates, and what I can then do is put an emerald bee in that one, and I can put a ruby drone in that one. So there we go. So what I want to do on this episode is come up with a similar setup for my emerald and ruby drones. And what I also then need to do is also come up with another stage in which I'm going to have to what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to have to, my brain's totally gone now. What's this one? processing again. Oh yeah, this is making the platinum nuggets, isn't it? Is that on its own? Oh no, that's just power. Ah, right, I see. Okay, I was like, why the hell have I got a tesseract there? And it's simply just providing the power. So I might have to use that power and start to put like centrifuges around here somewhere. I'll think about that in a minute though. But what I'm going to need to do is make a few things first. So let me go. Wrong floor. So I'm going to need to be on this floor. I'm going to need to make myself a few more tesseracts. So let's grab some ender pearls. There we go. So I've got a lot of ender pearls at the moment. I got over 1,000 from my crazy enderman farm. Wow, my lag is really annoying me today. I've never really noticed it before, and it's actually really frustrating me, the fact that it's never really bugged me up until now, which is kind of annoying. Basically, I don't know what's caused it lately, but I think I'm just going to start to streamline this down. So I don't need all of these redstone furnaces, really. Let me start to take all of these out. And then what I'm going to do is just take this one and put it down at the end. So while I'm waiting for like ender pearls and stuff to process, I'm going to start trying to remove some of the lag from my base. So if we start to remove things like... what's what I'm looking for? If we start to remove things like ME stuff that isn't entirely necessary, and also like the mechanism stuff that I don't really want to use anymore, such as like I said, the 5 times ore processing setup, which isn't necessary at all. Oh, cool! I got my blank gene samples back, which is quite nice. So let me start to dump stuff in here. I need cobblestone to patch stuff up. So no, I don't need to remove that one. So I need to get a cover of some description. Do I have any covers spare? Cover, yes, I do have cobblestone covers. Excellent. That's going to be used to neaten up this entire base. So that's that bit streamlined. And I think basically what I want to do, I think ME does a lot of it as well. I've got a huge ME network kind of running around my entire base, and I kind of want to eliminate all of that. So what I'm also going to do, like I said, I'm going to dismantle this entire setup here. I think it's a huge lag monster. I don't think it's actually processing anything anymore anyway. I'm totally out of like the slurries and stuff, so what I'm going to do is just remove this entire lag monster that is this ×5 ore processing setup, and just stick with the 4 times. It is a lot simpler. It just requires a few machines as opposed to all of these very complex ones. Let's just start. Oh no, that was a glacial precipitator. Did not really need to remove that, but hey ho. So I'll just leave that there for now, and then what I need to do is I can start to recover a lot of these. I actually think I needed to have that cooked up, didn't I? Or do I have one that's going down? I don't know. I'll figure out in a minute. But let's kind of remove all this junk, this kind of huge laggy mess that is my mechanism ×5 ore processing setup. I don't really need, because it's not as I've got a lot of ores at the moment. I'm kind of low on a lot of the gases and things, so. I'm just going to literally remove all this. It's not really working that much anyway, and all it's doing is just creating lag for my entire base. So that's where that power setup's coming from. So let me grab my redstone. So there we go. Just hook that back up, I think. Fantastic. Whoops-a-daisy. So I'm going to need a chest or something to dump all these machines in, I think. Or just dump in my ME system. Now let's grab a chest. Do I have a spare one? Got an electric chest for mechanism. Chest. So put you in, then we'll make an iron chest, and then we'll make a diamond chest. Oh, and then do I need to make a gold one first? I need to make a gold one first, then a diamond one. There we go. Fantastic. So I can dump all of these mechanism machines all in one place, like so. I'll put all the things that stack back into my ME system. I don't mind about that, so let me just keep wrenching all this stuff up. So this will recover like a lot of like ME cables and stuff like that as well, which I don't. So this isn't actually being used because I've run out of a lot of the stuff required to actually make it work anyway. Such as I'm almost totally out of sulfur, and I've got no way of making more quickly. So I may as well just get rid of all this and then kind of just go back to sticking with the 4 times process, which I mean is like more than enough anyway. I did it more of as a concept thing to show you how you could do it. Break up this cobblestone cover. There we go. So we're almost there. We're almost finished knocking up all of this kind of laggy crap. Right, filled up my inventory again? I have. So let me put all these machines in here, like so. All these like chemical dissolution chambers and stuff like that. So everything else can go back into my ME system because it all stacks, which is quite nice. So just dig all you up. There we go. There we go, fantastic. So I think that should help. I don't know if it's helped at all, but it's helped my sanity as it wasn't getting used, and this was seen to be causing a lot of lag anyway. So hopefully, oh, I'm still not done. I just realised I'm still not quite done. Apparently, I've still got to. So, oops, it is. I've got this pressurised tube, which is bringing oxygen all the way down here. I don't know if all these pressurised tubes create a lot of lag as well, but I've also disabled my tree farm. I mean, I've got so much charcoal that my steam dynamos are going to be running on it from like now to the end of time anyway, so I don't really need to have them active. So I thought I'd disable my tree farm in case that was causing a lot of lag when I was recording. It must also be my program. I might need to look up why OBS is causing all this lag as well, because it wasn't before and it's only seems to have started doing it recently. I don't know if it was like an update or not, and I need to sort that out. But we're just going to take all of you out as you're not necessary anymore. This does give, like I said, this does give us an absolute crap ton of like spare ME cables, redstone, energy conduit, all that fun stuff. So let me just put all of you away. So all of these machines, goodbye, you are no longer necessary. You're surplus to requirements. There we go. See all the machines I had to build. Wasn't really the end of the world. I mean, it was a fair amount of resources, but I didn't mind wasting them as I had plenty anyway. So let me knock up all these glass covers. Just repair my floor. There we go. So I don't know if that's helped or not. A little bit. Hopefully once I've kind of like restarted and kind of come back into it, it might make a bit more of a difference. But for now, I've kind of destroyed that entire laggy mess. So let's put all of you away, all this ME stuff, which is nice, and lots of spare redstone energy conduits and all that jazz. Okay, so oh yeah, I've also got all this, still got all this ME cable to kind of put away. I do still need to have this set up over here, but this is now a lot more compact. Like I said, the 4 times processing setup is literally just like this. This is probably the most difficult part of it. So yeah, I've got all these crystals which all still need to be processed. Basically, what the problem I've got here is that I've got like no brine coming in. It doesn't help that it's like night time. I'm not producing any. What I really need to do is find myself a Mistcraft Age, which is like perma sun, and then I can literally just put my what's the word I'm looking for? My sanitization plants in there. Does this help my lag at all? Hopefully it will. It's up to about 50. No, see, look, there's still those weird frame drops when I'm recording. I think it must be because I'm recording at the same time. I didn't get this before, and I don't know why it suddenly started popping up now, but very weird. I might have to look into seeing if I need to like install things on a different place or anything like that. But I don't know. I think it's because it's OBS and it kind of has to use up CPU power to compress things down as you're recording. So I don't know if it's worth trying out another recording. But the thing about OBS is it's free, which is why I quite like it, but it does seem to create a lot of lag at the same time. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling now. Where were we? So I want to create those tesseracts. So where is my... I'm going to need some buckets, aren't I? Buckets. The Eliza. So I'm going to need 1, 2. There we go. That should be enough to make myself 2 more tesseracts, which is what I want. There we go. Marvellous. I might even be able to make more, but I may as well keep the resonant ender in there for now. So have a look at Enderium. So let's make some Enderium blend. 1 and a 2. There we go. That's enough for 2 tesseracts. I need 4. Ah, right. No, I do need to make more. So let me put you back in there. I need to make 4 tesseracts altogether. I just remembered. I need 2 for each of my different kind of bees. So let's put you back in there. We'll shift-click the Enderium blend out again. There we go. 16. Fantastic. Do I still have pyrotheum in here? No, I do not, which is annoying. So I've been making hardened glass. Put you away. So I need pyrotheum. There we go. Marvellous. So yeah, I think it's OBS that's causing this lag, and I need to look up how to fix that, basically. I don't know whether or not... I don't know what's going to solve it, basically. I might have to go back to using fraps. I don't know. I'd rather not, though. I'd rather keep using OBS if possible. I've just realised that is not connected up to an ME network, so let me grab some ME cable. There we go. Although, it's not actually doing anything at the moment anyway. Oh, wow, that was a hell of a lot of frame drops there. Crap. That was not good at all. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know why it's doing that much. Very weird. Very weird indeed. I'm just taking a look at the video settings. I I don't know if I've got the option for kind of like multi-core rendering or anything like that, whether or not I can just switch Minecraft to just rendering like kind of like loading on a single core or not. I'm gonna have to have a play around, I think, and then see what I can do to solve all this lag, because I mean it's over 30 frames per second, and if I was still recording at 30 frames per second that'd be fine. Because I'm now trying to record at 60 frames per second, it's like more of a problem. I'd rather it kind of rock at a constant 60 FPS if possible, but let's try turning off VSync. I mean, I had it on for beforehand because I was like getting over to like 120 frames per second, but it mostly seems to be when I'm recording that it drops off. Very weird. Where was I? Oh yeah, I'm waiting for my Enderium, wasn't I? There we go. Almost there. So 2 more to go. Let's start making these tesseracts. So let me drop you in there. Tesseract. Tesseract frames I need. Yep, there we go. So 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Oh no, I can make 4 apparently. Oh yes, because I had 2 in surplus anyway, didn't I? So let me just drop these in here. Start filling these up. What I'm also going to need to do is make several forestry centrifuges, that's what I'm looking for, to start processing the combs. So what do I need for that? So first of all I need some sturdy I need sturdy casings, but I want to make them out of ingots. There we go. So let's make, say, 10, 5 for each particular comb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go, marvellous. Fantastic. So these tesseract frames are filling up, so we should be able to start making the tesseracts fairly soon. So come on. And what I also need to do is make myself some industrial apiaries. So let's have a look at that. Industrial apiary. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. So I need to make more sturdy casings. Let's make 10 of these again, which apparently I'm out of bronze. Crap. So how much bronze have I got left? Not a whole hell of a lot. So let's get some tin. Let's get some copper. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Marvellous. Get rid of you, and then tin and copper. There we go. So I should start making up some bronze. So Tinker's alloy ingot in this particular way of making it. So let's put you all away. Oh no, I needed that copper. Whoops-a-daisy. So yeah, you can see that I don't really need that mechanism set up. I mean, I've already got like ores coming out of the wazoo. So how many sturdy casings did I make? Sturdy? 4. Okay, so I need quite a few more. So 5, 6, 7. I need 3 more sturdy casings for all the apiaries that I want to be doing. So 1, 2, and I need 2 more brass. Of course, bronze even. Sorry, of course I do. So there we go. 1 and a 2. So there we go. So then we should be able to make... Oh, I need to make bronze gears as well, don't I? And bee receptacles. So I need lots and lots of bronze. Oh, fantastic. This is interesting. So let me put that safari net away for now. Let's get a load of bronze. So I need, what was it, like 20 bronze gears. How many am I to make? 7. Oh, great. So I also need bee receptacles and glass. So it looks like I'm going to be like making bronze from like now until the end of time, which is annoying. Wish there was a quick way to make it, but I don't think there is, which is rather annoying. So yeah. So I've got all the... Oh, there we go. There's all my tesseract frames, which is nice. So I can put you away and then make the tesseracts in a second once I've finished making the industrial apiaries. So keep grabbing these. So how many gears have I got at the moment? Gears? Got 7. Okay, so let's make... Come on, thermal expansion. And I can make now 11, so I need 2 more. It's not too bad. Lots more bronze, that's what I like to see. Oops-a-daisy. 1, 2. There we go. So I need to make 10 of these bee receptacles now as well. Weighted pressure plates. So I need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to make 20 of these, I think. There we go. No, I need to make 10 of these. Whoops-a-daisy. 2. Oh, great. So I'm out of bronze already. It's not good. At least I've got 32 in there. This makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need at least 50 bronze altogether to make all of these. So bee receptacle, bee. So apparently I am 1 short. So that's the wrong thing. I need that. So that should be enough to make my last oops-a-daisy bee receptacle. Then I should, in theory, be able to make 10 of these. I made 4. Oh, I'm out of glass? I'm out of glass. That's not good. 64. 64. 64. I'm just going to do this 5 times, and the reason for that is that it will actually start doing 5 all at once, which is quite nice. So make all the gravel, which is cool. So yeah, I'm making lots and lots of glass. So glass, here we go, here we go. And then that should, in theory, process out the... Yep, it's all spread out over the advanced factory as well, which is quite nice. So I need 6 altogether. There we go, fantastic. So we've got all this set up. We just need to make our Tesseract. So let me go to Tesseract. Oh, do I need bronze? Yes, it's bronze, isn't it? Let's put all you in there. Okay, apparently ran out of copper, which is not good. So that's 1 Tesseract. That's 2 Tesseracts. 3. And 4. There we go, marvellous. And we can just go like that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Marvellous. I'm also going to need some item ducts. There we go. And I'll grab all the ME stuff upstairs once I've kind of planned out what I want to do. So let me go up to here. So I want a similar setup to that. So I want a primary Tesseract in the middle. So let's get rid of you. Let's stick a light on the ceiling instead. There we go. So I want my Tesseract in the middle there, and then one next to it. So this is going to be the energy receiving one. So quarry, and then we want to have energy mode receive only. There we go. So then I'm going to need some redstone. Oh yeah, redstone energy conduits would also be a good idea. Redstone, there we go. Redstone energy conduits, marvellous. So then I need to start spreading my industrial apiaries out around these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That'll be fine. So I don't actually need that one there. So I will add to this once I've got more bronze. I'm just going to have to kind of auto-craft that, I think, or something along those lines. So that is going to be for my ruby bees. And then, so let's start getting this. So let's get all this set up first. So I'll get this down and then show you basically what I'm going to do. So we need to get you set up as well. So we'll have primary Tesseract, secondary set. So items and apparently I can't shoot up a what's the word I'm looking for? A flux capacitor up top there. But so we're going to have 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, marvellous. So that is going to be where all they go. So I will leave that for later and work on one of these for a second. So what I'm going to need to do is grab 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ruby, 5 rocky, and then what I'm going to need to do is start turning these into ruby drones. So a genetic imprinter, that's what I want. So I don't need fertility. I'm also going to need my generic one, wherever it is, which has got what I'm looking for. Where's my generic one? It's got like everything on it. There it is. So speed fastest, ignore daylight true, and cave dwelling. So it doesn't matter if it's day or night, if it's covered with a roof or not, and it's also going to produce everything fastest as possible. So I need to do this with all of these bees now. I'm just going to go sleep for the night, so I'm actually producing, as well as I zoomed in there as well. Whoops a daisy. Press Z by accident. Just going to go sleep just so I'm producing brine overnight, which is always a good thing. So we go, just go sleep quick. Pop upstairs, back to my bees. So where were we? So that one's done. You next. So I need to do this with all of the bees, and then what I need to do is start to apply the ruby one on top of it. I'm also going to need some drones as well, I just realised. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drones, like so. So what I do is just do this with a couple, and then just show you what I'm going to do. So let me do. So where the hell was my Rocky Princess, which I've already applied that to? I need a Beelizer. Beelizer, make yourself known. Do I actually have a Beelizer, or have I lost it? Which could be interesting. Beelizer? No, it's not there. If I've got it, is it in here? No. If I lost my Beelizer, this could be a problem. I'm not entirely sure which one I've already run through here. So let's just do it for all of them, just be on the safe side. So that one's definitely gone through the fastest one. I'm only going to do this for a couple, I think, just to show you how this is all going to work, I think. So let's start to get this little setup done over here. So what I'm also going to need to do is, if I grab my item ducts, do one, to do it like so. And then I'm going to need to connect you around the outside like that. And then if we bring this around to here, there we go. So that's going to be the, let's set this to quarry item. So it goes into my ME import system. Fluid mode blocked, one item mode, send only. There we go, fantastic. So they're all going to be powered. So that are all connected up. I'm going to need to put pneumatic servos in all of these, I believe. Once I get this all set up, of course. There we go. So let me go and check on how this is going. So you are definitely being that. So I also need to put in a couple of rocky drones. Keep everything separate just so I know what I've done. Okay, so come on, hurry up. We don't have all day. So that's number one imprinted with that. So all of these drones now should have fastest speed, ignore day night true, cave dwelling true, but they should have that already with the rocky drones, but I just do it just to be on the safe side. And then what I'm going to do is put Ruby over the top of all these drones, so when they breed up, they should have all of the traits that I want inside of the queen and should pass it on to all of their young, which is a good thing. So we'll take out my generic one, put in Ruby instead. Start to turn these into Ruby bees, which is awesome. Do like Gendustry for doing this. It is far quicker than doing it with extra bees. So we're almost there. Come on, Ruby. What else do I need to do? So I need to make myself some pneumatic servos. So let's do that. That's not what I wanted. I want pneumatic servo in here. There we go. God damn it. Come on, glass. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to install these in all of the pneumatic servos. How's this going? There's my first Ruby Princess. Put the next one in. All this requires is power, which is just freaking awesome. Once you've got the right genetics, all you need to do is just power it up and it imprints for you. You don't even need like the liquid DNA or anything like that, which is just quite simply amazing and so cheaty, but I don't care. Gendustry is fantastic. It makes bees so much more efficient. I mean, it does exactly the same thing as extra bees. You just require a crap ton of power. I happen to have a crap ton of power with several big reactors all running, which is quite cool. So they're all going to pump out things once I've started producing them, which is quite nice. What we also then need is, why are you not imprinting? Genetic template Ruby. Oh, I'm out of genetic labware. That always helps. Let's put some genetics labware back in. There we go. What I also need is, do I have any production? I do have production upgrades. Fantastic. I also need a couple of automation upgrades. So let me just make sure I've got all of them. There's the other automation upgrade I'm looking for. I will need to make more of these and more production upgrades, but I'll get around to that eventually. So there's another Ruby. So we're almost there. So what I can also do is, so eventually what I want is on every single one of these, I want production times 8. So if 8, you can have up to 8 of these, which is quite cool. And then, so we'll put a Ruby Princess in there, Ruby Princess in there with you and you. So got the automation upgrade, so it should keep putting back in there. It won't produce extra drones as these are made from rocky bees. So they only produce one offspring, which is all I need for producing lots and lots of, as I don't want to produce lots and lots of offspring, all I literally want is producing the combs instead. So what I can then do is put these back in here. This will breed up. I might need to get some rocky, I might need to get a piece of cobblestone for these to start producing, as I think it requires rocks, but I'll see if they actually start working instead. I might not need to, might just work anyway, fingers crossed. We shall see, shan't we? So I might get an error message in a second saying incorrect flowers, in which I will need to use me some cobblestone, which isn't exactly sparse. So let's get you working as well. Nope, it's working. Doesn't even need cobblestone. Fantastic. I don't know if something else around here counts as like rocky flowers or anything like that, but I'm not complaining. It's producing. So this will now start to produce ruby combs. So what I'm going to need to do finally with that is to start running them through a couple of centrifuges. So let me grab, so what I'm going to do is set them up around here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm also going to need is some ME export buses and ME import buses. So let me grab ME, need some ME cable, and I also need several. So I'm looking for a basic export bus is fine, and I also need some basic import buses. That's more than I need. So where are all my import buses? I'm sure I should have loads, but import? Any import buses? Oh, there they are. So there we go, got loads of them apparently. So what I then need to do is start to drop down some basic import, basic export. So these will all need powering, so let me grab some power. So what I might do actually is apparently I can't wrench up forestry stuff, which is rather annoying. Why does it have to be complicated like that, forestry? So let me just drop this down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what I need to do is... so Daisy, didn't mean to do that. Let's hold down shift while I'm flying as well, just so I can plonk them down on top. So they're the export buses, and I also need import buses, which I need to put on the side, I believe. So drop this down like so. There we go. Fantastic. Just need some ME cabling like that. Then I need to hook it up to the rest of my system. So run it around the back, just so I'm not running into too many problems. There we go. So that's all hooked up. And then what I need to do is, do I have any Ruby combs in my system yet? Let's just double check. Ruby. No, I don't have any Ruby combs in my system yet, but here's some I have earlier from when I was trying to find enough drones to... so these are all pre-configured, which I don't want with wood. So let me just remove all of these and turn them into Ruby combs instead. There we go. So that'll start processing Ruby combs. So if we have a look over here, see if my bees are actually producing anything yet. Well, they would have done, but they should go, in theory, into my ME system. So, oops, a bit of lag there. Very weird. Let's have a quick check. This will start producing Ruby combs, but this will automatically do this now. So, in theory, I should start producing anything to do with rubies. So, let me just show you what happens when I do that. So, I've grabbed all the Ruby combs out of there. Let's just drop them in here. So, in theory, when my bees actually produce some Ruby combs, they'll be transported into the centrifuge. And what it should pull out is, let's have a quick look at the recipe, Ruby comb. So, what do we get from that? So, I don't know, on a usage. So in a centrifuge, I get beeswax, honey drop, and ruby fragments. So what I'm probably going to need to do is upgrade that to a what's the word I'm looking for? Upgrade that to a precision one and put in things like beeswax and stuff like that, which I really don't need because you get like loads of things that I won't want from this ruby comb. But what we then produce is ruby fragments. So I think once I have got enough of them, in theory, I think I need one more. Yep, that produces a ruby. So let me just see if I've actually produced any more ruby combs yet, or am I still waiting on my last ruby fragment? Ruby fragment? Nothing? No? Come on, bees, what's going on? I really do need like the 8 times production on to really start producing a lot of combs, but so yeah, Ruby Queen should be producing ruby combs in theory. I don't know if they have produced one yet, but hopefully they will soon. Fingers crossed. But that's basically my setup, and I need to just finish this off by adding on more ruby bees, adding on more industrial apiaries. It's just going to be a case of just creating the resources, I suppose. And it's just going to be a kind of a plugging away at creating all this. So, but once this is underway, this is essentially going to be creating lots of rubies and stuff for me to process into Chrome, lots of emeralds which I can use for later on. But I think that is the basics of this system for now. So got my centrifuges set up, I've got my apiaries all ready to go. It's literally just going to be a case of running the bees through the genetic imprinter, making more industrial apiaries, all that fun jazz. I just need to do one more wing, which will be for titanium. But apart from that, I think I've got all the resources I need to start creating all of my GregTech stuff to make a fusion reactor. So that's all good. So I'm going to end the episode there for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you've enjoyed the episode. Apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.